Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Smoke Dispersion Briefing for Friday, January 5th, 2018. It's been a pretty warm and dry couple of weeks across the Great Basin, mainly over Nevada and Utah, where we've seen virtually little to no precipitation except over the higher elevations, and even Idaho is below normal for this period of time. Western Wyoming is really the only area that's seen precipitation close to normal. There's been basically no snowfall in the past 72 hours, and the snow depth across the region is fairly low, certainly compared to normal, especially over Utah, Nevada, and Idaho. Again, Western Wyoming is a little bit closer to normal for the time of year, but hopefully we'll see some precipitation moving into the Great Basin over the next week. This morning's satellite imagery shows an area of high pressure over the Great Basin, contributing to some of these warm temperatures that we've been experiencing. But there is some moisture off the coast that will be moving into the Great Basin mainly on the Saturday time frame, and then into the first of next week, and even into midweek, where we'll see an increase in precipitation across much of the area. The ventilation index is pretty poor today while we remain under this area of high pressure across the Great Basin. We continue to see light transport winds and low mixing heights under that high pressure. By tomorrow, however, a little weak low pressure system will quickly move through the Great Basin. This will bring some precipitation to portions of the area, as well as improve the air quality in some areas across the region. Transport winds pick up a little bit associated with this system, and the mixing heights increase a small amount, especially across portions of Nevada late in the day tomorrow. That system is pretty fast moving through the Great Basin, and by Sunday another weak high pressure will build back into the region, creating poor ventilation rates once again on Sunday. Light transport winds and low mixing heights contribute to the poor air quality on Sunday. Taking a closer look at the forecasted clearing index for the state of Utah, Friday and Sunday are pretty poor days with respect to the clearing index and ventilation rates. Saturday looks like the best day, mainly over the higher elevations in Utah. 3-day precipitation totals are shown here, with the best chance for precip coming to the northern half of the geographic area, although we could see some moisture making its way into the southern half of Utah. All in all, though, an increase in precipitation, and we'll see some mainly low elevation rain and high elevation snow. A bigger change is on tap for the first part of next week, however, as we'll see an area of low pressure dropping south off the California coast. This will spread some moisture into the western U.S. and into the western Great Basin by Monday. We'll see ventilation rates increasing across Nevada during this time frame. Then by Tuesday, that low is taking a track across the southern Great Basin and even over the southwest. We should see our ventilation rates increasing across Utah by Tuesday, and we'll start to see that moisture spreading further north and east throughout the Great Basin. This is not looking like a super cold event, so we will see some mainly low elevation rain and high elevation snow. And by Wednesday, that moisture will move further east into the eastern half of the Great Basin, with some drying moving into the west. Improving ventilation rates will be seen across the east and north by Wednesday. By Thursday, dryness returns to much of the Great Basin, and the precipitation accumulations for days 4 and 5 are shown here, with the best chance of some higher precipitation totals coming to the southern Great Basin as that low tracks across southern Nevada into southern Utah and northern Arizona. But areas further north will also see some of that precipitation as a branch of that low pressure center tracks across the northern Great Basin. The extended forecast from the Climate Prediction Center continues to look for above normal temperatures across the western U.S., with the extremely above normal temperatures over California and far western Nevada. We're also looking for continued below normal precipitation over much of the Great Basin. There's just a slight chance for some above normal precip really over the northern tip of Idaho there. So not looking for a major change in the pattern as we go into the middle of January. This concludes today's smoke dispersion briefing. Please check back on Monday for the latest updates.